Good morning. Let us discuss today's current affairs. Cabinet approves recent budget proposal for Prime Minister's Research Fellowship Program, which was announced in 2018-19 budget, with a budgetary allocation of 16,050 crores, 1650 crores, 1650 for the next 7 years, and 3,000 students will be selected from IITs, IIS, Indian Institute of Science, IITs, and other prestigious institutions in India. And students will be encouraged to go for research and better innovative mechanisms in science. The cabinet have approved the scheme at a cost of 1650 crores, 1650 crores for a period of 7 years, beginning from 2018-19. The scheme was announced by Union Finance Minister in the budget 2018-19. Under this scheme, the best students who have completed or in the final year of the BTech or integrated MTech or MSc, BTech, integrated MTech or MSc in science and technology streams in Indian Institute of Science, IIT, NIT, IISER, IITs will be offered to direct admission in PhD program in the IITs and IISc. The students who fulfill the eligibility criteria will get shortlisted through the selection process as laid down by Prime Minister Research Fellowship Program. They would be offered a scholarship of rupees 70,000 per month, for the third year, and rupees 80,000 per month in the fourth and fifth years it added. Apart from that, a research grant of rupees 2 lakhs each. A research grant of rupees 2 lakhs each will be provided to the fellows for a period of 5 years to cover their foreign travel expenses. To cover that, 2 lakhs will be given as a grant to cover their foreign travel expenses for presenting research papers at international conferences and seminars. For presenting research papers at international conferences and seminars. A maximum of 3,000 fellows will be selected over 3 years period. A maximum of 3,000 fellows will be selected over a 3-year period beginning from 2018-19. So the scheme will go a long way in tapping the knowledge and bringing this knowledge to the research and expertise in various science and technological issues. It's a very good move. As we all know, research in science is very much needed in India today. Prime Minister's Research Fellowship Program. Cabinet recently approved the decision given by the budget speech by Arun Jaitley, our Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. Union Cabinet approves ratification of Minamata Convention on Mercury. Very important prelims environmental question. Minamata Convention related to mercury. In Japan, there is a disease called Minamata disease. Minamata disease. Based on this disease, Minamata have become very famous. Near Minamata Bay in Japan, long back, fish consumed mercury. People and other fish which consumed these fishes and other beings died after, got severely injured, died, and even victimized after eating the fish and got into troubles. From that, Minamata Convention is related to mercury. Minamata Convention is related to mercury. And mercury and Minamata Convention both are important for prelims. And Union Cabinet approved ratification of Minamata Convention on mercury. And India has the flexibility for continued use of mercury based products. Even after ratification, India ratified it on the condition that India have the flexibility for continued use of mercury based products and processes involving mercury components up to 2025. Generally, when you ratify a convention, you have to follow the rules of the convention. India ratified the convention with a relaxation that India can use mercury based products and can prepare mercury based products up to 2025. So Minamata Convention on Mercury. Mercury is also very important, and the ore of mercury is cinnabar. The ore of mercury is cinnabar. You can read completely about mercury at length. Very important for exam. And next thing, obligation on the parties of the convention. The parties who signed the Mercury Convention should ban new mercury mines, phase out existing ones. They should not mine the mercury and they should phase out the existing one. They should phase out and phase down use of mercury in the products and processes. They should phase out and phase down use of mercury in various products. Control measures on emissions. They should also control mercury emissions to air or release in land and water. They should not release mercury in land and water or air. All these things are the obligations of the members in the convention, but India got some relaxation up to 2025. Next, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, CCEA. Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has approved increase in MSP, minimum support price, for fair average quality of milling copra. Increased MSP to milling copra for 2018 season. Increased MSP to milling copra for 2018 season. Next, Prithvi missile testified. Prithvi missile testified successfully. Prithvi is indigenously developed nuclear capable surface to surface missile. Prithvi is a short range surface to surface ballistic missile, 9 meters long, capable of carrying 500 to 1000 kg warheads. Capable of carrying 500 to 1000 kg warheads. Liquid propulsion twin engines, and 350 km range strike. 350 km range strike. Any weapon, if it is testified in the last 1 year, we have to read that. The range, the capability, the payloads, and whether it is indigenously developed or collaboratively developed. All these things are very important for the preliminary exam. Next important current affairs today is Union Cabinet has given its approval for placing new instrument adopted by ILO recommendations. ILO, International Labour Organization. Union Cabinet have approved for placing the new instrument relating to ILO recommendations. The employment and decent work for peace and resilience. The employment and decent work for peace and resilience. This is important. India signed that. Now India have to generate work and decent employment for the purpose of prevention, recovery and peace and resilience with respect to crisis situation arising out of conflicts and disasters. So you have to create employment and decent work with respect to even there's a problem on disasters and conflicting issues. India has to protect peace and decent stages in work, resilience and recovery in the work situation. These are the extra current affairs today. And coming to Hindu paper editorial today, you have 2-3 important issues. Issue number 1, ceasefire agreement. Ceasefire agreement. India and Pakistan have signed ceasefire agreement in 2003 after Kargil incident 1999. The worst violation of ceasefire agreement which you have seen is in the year 2017. Ceasefire agreement is in use. Ceasefire agreement of 2003 is in use, not because of good reasons or bad reasons. The reasons are violation of ceasefire agreement. In 2017 we have seen highest, 2015 also we have highest, but 2017 reached the peak. And 2018 January also is the highest ceasefire violation which we cannot even expect. And the thing is, Right now we have to work on the betterment of the situation. You have seen the soldiers, the army and firings are continuing incessantly between India and Pak border without any stop. This is the thing which you have to think of and you have to take a solution for this. Next important article is article about Pakistan judicial activism. Pakistan judicial activism. You have to remember Nawaz Sharif. He was disqualified on corruption cases. Now again he is going to fight in the court of law. The article revolves around this issue and Pakistan Prime Minister, Army Generals and the role played by Pakistan judiciary in ending the corruption there. But unfortunately, Pakistan is not completely stable even in many aspects. You need not discuss more about this enough. Next article, the Zuma hurdle. The African National Congress President Jacob Zuma is resigning and Cyril Ramaphosa is taking up powers. In the recent past, we are observing in African National Congress that there is a lot of turmoil within the African National Congress for power. The article is advising the new president of African National Congress, Cyril Ramaphosa, to take stock of the governance and stabilizing the African National Congress rather than power mongering. Next important article is big discoveries have small origins. Big discoveries have small origins. This article is related to India's expenditure on research. Just now we have discussed about Prime Minister's research program. Based on this, we can speak on this also. In the total research, India's contribution to research in comparison with its GDP is 0.8%. 0.8%. Not even complete 1 lakh crores. We need to invest a lot because China, Israel, Japan, America, compared to any country, our percentage of contribution to GDP is, contribution to research in GDP is so low. And you all know recently India became an associate member in CERN. CERN, very important prelims question. Recently India became an associate member in CERN where India is going to fund a lot of research. CERN is a European funding agency. CERN, CERN is a European research agency to fund for the nuclear research and it will do research. CERN is a European nuclear agency. It will do a lot of research on various issues. And CERN is also doing research on God's particle, Higgs boson. Very important question for prelims. Higgs boson, God's particle. I remember in 2014 and 15 this news have come many times. Indirectly in prelims 2 questions were asked. God's particle, Higgs boson. The genesis of universe. Research is going on still in CERN. This is also very important. And apart from that, you have to work on various things. Even God's particle, America is doing a lot of research. In most of the countries are doing research. Indirectly, we are also associated with the research. Next important article is on should Karnataka have a separate national state flag? Should Karnataka have a separate state flag? As you all know, recently Karnataka government constituted a committee to see the viability and color and all these things of a state flag. Point number 1, sub-nationalism is growing in India. Sub-nationalism is growing in India. Here you have to understand 2 points. Flag Code of India, National Honours Act, no legislation in India prohibits the states, the units having a flag. But the thing is, you have to see the aspects of divisiveness in India. One set of argument is, we have a state song. For example, take Andhra Pradesh, we have Matayu Telliki Malipudanda. Telangana song, Jai Telangana song. But whereas, you don't have state flag separately except to the state of Jammu Kashmir. We have emblem. For example, Andhra emblem is Purna Kumbham. Emblems is also separately, they can have that for the state. But coming to flags, flags represent symbolism and identity. Symbolism and identity. Unfortunately again, more and more fragmentation, more and more stratification of the society will happen. Already we are seeing bickerings and fightings, all these things. This might not be viable. Jammu Kashmir was given a status to have a special flag because of special conditions. Even in S.R. Bommai case, which gave its opinion on this, center cannot impose on states. At the same time, center can maintain the unity and diversity and secular fabric of the country and spirit of nationalism rather than spirit of regionalism. Spirit of nationalism rather than spirit of regionalism. These are the important current affairs, and the Rohingya crisis, as you all know, the regular article. Okay, thank you very much.